Vertical Turbine Specialist, or VTS, is just one of those great companies. 7 years ago, Lita, the Wilkersons, the City of Lubbock, Workforce Solutions South Plains, we all partnered together to bring in VTS, a small manufacturing company at the time, to move their operation to Lubbock. Today, the company has grown from 65 to 105 employees and is the world's largest and most complete manufacturer of component parts for the OEM vertical turbine pump industry. They've recruited, developed, and partnered with other companies throughout Lubbock, including a cluster of companies to help fill the vacant space that used to be in this complex. This has formed strong relationships amongst the cluster of companies that makes each one in Lubbock better. The complex is now known as the Southeast Lubbock Business and Industrial Complex. Then in 2006, VTS received the Employer of the Year Award and the Employer of Excellence Award at the Texas Workforce Annual Conference. But the company didn't stop working to improve themselves and the lives of their employees. And today we'd like to recognize and congratulate VTS for their growth and success over the years. They attribute their success to their employees, the heart of the company, and as a result have become fully committed to and focused on the overall health and well-being of their employees. They now provide for their employees what only major corporations have been able to do in the past, despite only being a small business. Today I'm excited to announce the grand opening of the Veritas Medical Clinic, where VTS employees, their spouses, and their children now have the opportunity to see a physician on site at no cost. VTS is on the forefront of the corporate health movement. Aside from the medical clinic, VTS employees have exercise breaks, healthy snacks, daily meals, nutritional consultants, and chiropractic sessions to better their overall health. Collectively, VTS employees have lost more than 1,000 pounds and increased productivity by 300%. They found that the number of people that miss work as a result of health reasons has greatly diminished. The Lita team could not be more proud of this local company, and we look forward to helping your business continue to grow and succeed in the future.
Thank you, John, for getting us warmed up. I consider it an honor and privilege to introduce you all to the manager of the Southeast Business and Industrial Complex, Mr. Doug Allen. He is also the man behind the vision.
Thank you, Stephanie. Y'all don't know that's my daughter-in-law, so I had to say these things. Well, good morning. I appreciate you all taking time out of your busy schedules to be here with us today. John spoke a lot about VTS, but this isn't about VTS today. This is about Veritas Medical facilities. I've waited for 7 years to have a doctor that could treat our employees, and we are extremely privileged and delighted to announce the opening of the Veritas Medical Center here within the complex. But it marks more than just a medical center being opened. We want to emphasize that, but there are a couple other milestones that it also represents. This clinic will be a major portion of the employee benefits and wellness program of VTS, and Cody and Steph will talk about that more in the future. But it also represents the utilization of the final square footage of this complex. So I'd like to take the time and go back and walk through a little bit of the history of this complex. In August of 2004, there was 500,000 square feet, I think, of manufacturing facility, 26,000 square feet of office, 90 acres of land that had been abandoned, was in a state of deterioration, rapidly becoming an eyesore to the community of Lubbock and a reminder of the loss of many jobs. Thanks to Gordon Wilkerson, who was the realtor handling the property at the point, he had the insight and vision to understand that this facility was too large for any single local manufacturer. So he began to introduce a few of us who had a need for a portion of it. Gordon was well aware of my work with Lita and trying to find a new home for VTS, and he introduced me to Curtis Griffith, who was in need of a more up-to-date and larger manufacturing facility for his company, modular truck system. After Curtis and I met, he immediately brought Brett Colquitt into the mix, who was looking for a new facility for his company, BC Supply. So in November of 2004, Brett, Curtis, and myself acquired the property, and we established our companies, BC Supply, MTS, and VTS, as the anchor tenants on this property. Immediately, Innate Chiropractic, Dr. John Podnick, came on board with us. He was our chiropractor in Louisville. He brought his office within the facility to serve the employees of VTS and also the other businesses in the area. Shortly after that, in April of 2005, Randy Tyner was opening a new startup business known as Tyner Metals, and he came in and rented a portion of the facility and immediately became a major supplier to all of the anchor tenants. There'll be more about Randy and his part in this a little bit further down. In May of 2005, we were fortunate to have Peerless Pump, one of the world's largest manufacturers of pump, move one of their facilities from Plainview, a quick response center that they had in Plainview, move it to the facility. And not only is Peerless Pump a great tenant, but they're also one of VTS's largest customers. So we feel very fortunate to have them in the mix. In September of 2005, Amarillo Bolt established a service center within the complex to supply industrial supplies and fasteners to all the tenants. February 2006, we saw Texas Ag Co-op Trust. They are a company that provide life and health benefits to agricultural related employers and employees. They brought their offices into our complex, and today they serve as the third party or as the self-funded insurance company for VTS. In 2007, as Randy Tyner's success continued, he came to the owners and purchased 20 acres of the complex so that he could build his own building and expand his process. And if you noticed as you drove up today, even to this day, Randy's still trying to expand. If he can get some good weather, he'd love to pour some more concrete. But Randy has become a very major portion. In fact, he is the largest square footage utilizer of the complex now. In September of 2010, Lynn Lee brought Lee Agra, which is a manufacturer of agricultural implements and products, moved it within the complex. March of 2011, Gordon Wilkinson was at it again. He had located another abandoned facility, and he approached me, and we put together an acquisition company that purchased the former Delta Pine facility, which has become the home to a portion of Bayer Crop Sciences Research Division, as well as the main offices of Lee Agra and also their research and development facility and assembly facility. And it's just west of Martin Luther King here. In October of 2011, we were fortunate to have B&J Welding join our little neighborhood as they opened their newest and largest welding supply facility on the west side of Martin Luther King. B&J has become a supplier to most of the tenants within the complex as of today. So today we add Veritas Medical facility to the mix to complete the process of revitalization of this complex and a portion of this part of the city. Now my thoughts to you are that no one company or one individual made this revitalization work. As you heard, it took many people, and so if I could, I'd like to thank a few of those, beginning with Lita, with John Osborne, Kenny McKay, and your staff, and all that you've done to help us to relocate here. But even more than that, your dedication, y'all's dedication to seeing a continued diversification of the Lubbock economy. And so we applaud your hard work. We know that every day is not a success in economic development, so we applaud your successes. Also, Gordon Wilkinson for his insight to see this thing come about and his continued efforts to redevelop this area of town. To Danny Solis, Martin Aguirre, and the people at WorkSource, they've been with us this whole way, helping us locate and train employees. Danny, we certainly appreciate y'all's effort to continue to supply the Lubbock economy with a solid, well-skilled workforce. And we appreciate you being part of the story here. Thankful for our city government. To always have had a friend down there who made things go easy as we went through this redevelopment process. As you put this many businesses in one complex, there are many city codes that get tested. Councilman Price, we appreciate your help and assistance downtown to make this thing go easy. And we're also thankful for a strong local banking community. Lubbock's very fortunate to have strong local banks that see us through all of this. Representing those today are Curtis Griffith and Stan Mayfield of Citibank, Barry Ballinger and Tyler Haynes of Plains Capital. We appreciate you and all of your associates and y'all's support of local businesses in Lubbock. And last but not least, to all of you businessmen and managers and employees for your dedication to see these things work. We're very fortunate. Lubbock is a very good community to be both an employer and an employee. We have great opportunities here. I think the collaborative effort of all of these people has put on display what I would call a success in economic development. I'm not an expert at it, but I believe that we can classify the revitalization of this area as a success. Know that many of us are dedicated to continue to look for opportunities to bring additional businesses into our area over here and see that this area of town continues to thrive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug. Okay, General Manager and President of VTS, Cody Allen, will now share with you all a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes here at VTS and also a tiny glimpse into their very unique wellness program. Cody?
Now, John kind of mentioned a few tidbits of what we do here. It may have kind of sparked your interest. Let me tell you who we are. Vertical Turbine Specialist is a 60-year-old family-owned manufacturing business. We, like we said, are the largest, most complete component part manufacturer for vertical turbine pumps. Most everybody thinks vertical turbines, they see the windmills, they think that's what we do. We're not. We're not in that business. We are a fluid moving, or the parts that we make go to pumps that move fluid. Some of the examples we've done are pump stations at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, test facilities for NASA, water projects like Lake Allen Henry. Those kinds of things across the nation is what we do. Now, 8 years ago, we saw the increase of our industry, and the two pressing needs we had were a larger facility and a better labor pool. And Dad made the hard decision of trying to move our business that's been there for so long and been a major part of that community. He decided to move it to a larger facility, or larger town. So there were several cities that were in consideration, but with the help of Lita, we found the home here in Lubbock, and it really helped us out. Like they said, in 2005 we had 63 employees. Right now we have 100. So we've seen a lot of growth. Like John said, in 2006 we were recognized with the Texas Workforce Commission Employer of the Year Award. We beat out Home Depot, Applebee's, Walmart's, and a couple other large facilities. We were also awarded Employer of Excellence Award for creating different retaining and training benefits. And one of those is our wellness, the whole reason we're here. Now, our wellness plan didn't happen overnight. That's one of the things we've kind of evolved. One of the philosophies that we took on was from a Dr. James Chestnut. And he said, eat well, move well, think well. Those are three aspects that we look at. The first one we started was in around 2000. And Dr. John Hodnett, the owner of Innate Wellness, he's the one that started adjusting our guys, all of our employees. He moved with us from Littlefield to here in Lubbock. And the reason we put that in is because we saw the benefit in not only their work lifestyle, but their home lifestyle. The changes that we saw that chiropractic help did with that. Now, all of this chiropractic adjustment is free to our employees and their dependents. In fact, our guys are actually on the clock when they go see the chiropractor, so they're being paid to see a free chiropractor. The next aspect we put in was our nutrition. And we did this in 2006 when the price of gas was beginning to skyrocket. We still had several of our employees driving from the Littlefield area to Lubbock. we thought, well, we can counteract that for the finances and provide a free meal for them. What we didn't realize is what kind of health benefit that would do for them and for our production in the shop by providing that healthy meal for them. We started out with the zone diet, eating 2 meals a day, but through the time that we've had this and through dietitian and research, we've evolved this into a morning snack, an afternoon snack, and meal during the day. And we are following a Bally protocol, which Dr. Ben will talk more about that. We have 2 cafeterias and a full-service kitchen that supplies meals to all of our employees, which is free to them, and they're on the clock, so they're actually being paid to eat a free meal. The next aspect we wanted to work on was the exercise. And we had done lots of research on what things we could do. A lot of people pay for memberships for people to go after work and go work out. But we saw through the chiropractor and through the meals, more benefit is where they work than having them drive across town. The one that we found that worked best for us was CrossFit. Through the time frame, the intensity of the workouts, and just the functional movement that it provided, that worked best for us. A lot of our guys are out in the shop, stuck at a machine, they're welding, they're in strenuous positions, and so strengthening their core with what CrossFit provides was best for us. And that's what we've really seen a huge change in our employees for that. What we started recently is opening up to the spouses. We've realized that we can do all we want here for the guys, but when they get home, they're still eating junk. They're not exercising. Mom's not getting to exercise. Kids are not getting to exercise. So we want to open it up to the homes. And so we've allowed the spouses, we have daily workout exercises for the spouses to come here to where the husband's working and work out just the same. Now the program that we've started this on is called a 32-40. Our guys are here 40 hours, getting paid for 40 hours, but they're only actually working for 32. The rest of that time, they're either exercising, eating, they're at the chiropractor, or our last aspect is the education. And this has been a huge benefit for us. Every employee spends 1 hour a week in education training. We're talking about safety, OSHA aspects of our business. We're talking about personal finances, health, nutrition, and even communication, which helps out at home. A lot of the discussions are determined either by the employees themselves, the things that they want to talk about, want to know about, or